Welcome back, everyone. In this lecture, we are going to make signaling pathways simple and easy to remember. We will go through the major signaling pathways, the hormones that use each pathway, and the mnemonics that will help you recall them quickly during exams. So let's get started. The first pathway is the cAMP pathway. To remember the hormones that use this pathway, remember the mnemonic, flat champ can grow his glorious cAMP. Let's break it down. F is for FSH, follicle-stimulating hormone. L is for LH, luteinizing hormone. A is for ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. T is for TSH, thyroid-stimulating hormone. Then we have C is for CRH, corticotropin-releasing hormone. H is for HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. A is for ADH, specifically when it acts on the V2 receptor. M is for MSH, melanocyte-stimulating hormone. P is for PTH, parathyroid hormone. Moving forward, CAN reminds us of calcitonin. GRO is for GHRH, growth hormone releasing hormone. HIS is for histamine, acting through the H2 receptor. GLORIOUS is for glucagon. And the word CAMP itself reminds us that all of these hormones signal through cyclic AMP. Now the second pathway is the IP3 pathway, also called the GQ pathway. The mnemonic for this pathway is GAGA is hot. G is for GnRH, gonadotropin-releasing hormone. A is for ADH, but this time remember it acts through the V1 receptor, not V2. G is for growth hormone. A is for angiotensin II. Then, H is for histamine, acting on the H1 receptor. O is for oxytocin. T is for TRH, thyrotropin-releasing hormone. So whenever you hear GAGA is HOT, think about the IP3/GQ pathway. Our third pathway is the MAP kinase pathway. The mnemonic here is Pi found in MAP. P is for PDGF, platelet-derived growth factor. I is for IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1. E is for EGF, epidermal growth factor. F is for FGF, fibroblast growth factor. So all the growth factors here. Now moving on to the JAK/STAT pathway. The mnemonic is PIGGLET. P is for prolactin. I is for immunomodulators and cytokines. G is for GCSF, granulocyte colony stimulating factor. L is for lymphokines. E is for erythropoietin. T is for thrombopoietin. Also remember that growth hormone, IL-2, IL-6, and interferons can also signal through the JAK/STAT pathway. The second last pathway is the intracellular receptor pathway, also called the nuclear receptor pathway. This pathway is mainly used by steroid hormones and a few other hormones. The mnemonic is PET-CAT dies. P is for progesterone. E is for estrogen. T is for testosterone. C is for cortisol. A is for aldosterone. T is for T3 and T4, the thyroid hormones. D is for vitamin D. Now, there is an important concept to understand here. Glucocorticoids and steroid hormones first bind to receptors located in the cytoplasm. After binding, the hormone receptor complex moves into the nucleus, where it binds to DNA and changes gene transcription by activating or suppressing specific genes. So remember, the receptor starts in the cytoplasm, the hormone binds, and then the complex moves into the nucleus. This is different from thyroid hormones, T3 and T4, because their receptors are already located inside the nucleus. And that completes our hormone signaling pathways. Now our last but very important pathway is cGMP pathway. The mnemonic is BAE. B is for BNP, brain natriuretic peptide. A is for ANP, atrial natriuretic peptide. E is for endothelial-derived relaxing factor, which is nitric oxide NO. So whenever you hear BAE, think about the cGMP pathway. Let's quickly review the mnemonics. Flat champ can grow his glorious cAMP for the cAMP pathway. GAGA is hot for the IP3/GQ pathway. Pi found in the MAP for the MAP kinase pathway. PIGGLET for the JAK/STAT pathway. PET-CAT dies for the intracellular receptor pathway. And finally for the cGMP pathway, remember, BAE. These mnemonics will make hormone signaling pathways much easier to remember and help you quickly recall them during exams.